Today I have the honor to interview renowned filmmaker here present, Jon Gress, also founder and director of Jaguar Films in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. How and when did you become fascinated with the subject of the Anunnaki? Who are they? And where do they come from?
I became fascinated with the subject of the Anunnaki as a a small boy, actually. I was probably somewhere between 10 and 12 years old, and Zecharia Sitchin came out with his first book at around that time.
Yes.
And I happened to cross it in a bookstore, and I was hooked from then on. As a small child, I had a lot of the same questions that he did regarding the biblical phrasings that seemed to be a little contradictory. So a lot of those same questions, I guess, were going on through my mind at the same time. Well, you know, that actually was probably one of my first, one of the instigators of my first interest was the apparent contradiction between the whole concept of Judeo-Christian religions having a monotheism, one singular God, and what's actually written in the Bible. And actually we use that as sort of the opener for the movie. It's one of the first lines in Genesis that reads, and God said, let us create man in our image. And it uses the word very specifically plural in both contexts. And at first I thought it was a mistake. I said, the text I'm reading has to be wrong. That can't be right. And then I proceeded to open everything from Christian Bibles to King James versions to Hebrew Bibles.